Hello and welcome to episode 77, version 2 of the Flight Sim Historian. For this episode, we're going to be taking another quick look at the Boeing B-47 Stratojet. The B-47 is an American six-engine jet-powered strategic bomber, first flown on the 17th of December of 1947 and introduced into service in June of 1951. It was retired from service in 1977. 2,032 were built, with variants including versions tailored to jobs such as bomber, reconnaissance, trainer, weather research, and electronic warfare. The sole military operator was the United States Air Force, although the Royal Canadian Air Force did use the aircraft as an engine test bed for the ill-fated CF-105 Aero program. B-47s can be found on museum display in the U.S. states of California, Georgia, Indiana, Utah, Kansas, Washington, Nebraska, Colorado, Arizona, Louisiana, New Mexico, Florida, and Ohio. And they can be seen in movies such as 1958's Fiend Without a Face, 1954's Killers from Space, 1955's Strategic Air Command, 1954's Target Earth, 1960's The Crowded Sky, 1958's The Lost Missile, and 1974's The Missiles of October, among a number of other films. The B-47 is powered by 6 General Electric J-47 turbojet engines with power outputs of 7,200 pounds of thrust each, allowing the aircraft to reach a maximum speed of 607 miles per hour or 527 knots, with a range of up to 4,647 miles and a service ceiling of 40,500 feet. It could carry up to 25,000 pounds of bombs, including nuclear weapons, and had a pair of tail-mounted 20mm cannons. As you can see here, the aircraft has a rather unconventional bicycle gear for the main gear, with outrigger wheels set into the inner nacelles. The aircraft seen in this video is the Payware B-47E from Vertavia. Used to be Alpha Sim, so it's an older model. And the aircraft, the simulator we're in is P3Dv4. So without further ado, let's hop on board and turn the sound on. As you can see, we have radio bottles installed. So if we go to 100% throttle, those will actually start doing their thing, I think. I might be missing an effects file. Which tends to happen when you pull the airplane from your FSX files and put it in your P3D files. Taking off using trim. Gear up. I'm going to try and make this video short and sweet, so I'm going to make a right-hand turn to get into the pattern for runway 4. Now, of the 2,000 plus built, around 200 were crashed in various incidents, sometimes involving nuclear weapons that were, lost, in a word, lost. Some of them were recovered, some of them have not been recovered. And some of these crashes were due to pilot error, lack of pilot training, as it was the point where we were getting rid of all of our piston engine bombers, like the B-36 and the B-50 and the B-29, and replacing them with the faster jet bombers like the B-47 and the B-52. So this thing had probably about a 10%, don't trust my math, but it should be about 10% loss rate. Which wasn't as bad as the loss rate on the F-105. Alright, we're at 270 knots-ish, at a little over 8,000 feet. There's Edwards off to 3 o'clock. Alright, now going to see about doing a short approach. An interesting bit of history is this is what the U-2 spy plane replaced. Up until the time that we were using U-2s, we were actually using B-47s as spy planes, hence the reconnaissance role. It was between this, B-57 Canberras, and some of the older piston engine aircraft like the B-50 Super Fortress. Try and crab this thing in. Going a little bit fast. Let's see, drop some speed by opening the bomb bay. Because that's what the air brake thing is set to on this bird. You can't tell because you can't see the rudder pedals, but I am inputting rudder control. Bit of a rough landing. Well, folks, that concludes episode number 77, version 2 of the Flight Sim Historian, featuring the Boeing B-47 Stratojet.